If you're watching this video, it's because you're awesome, and you're about to learn something that makes you even more awesome. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about toolboxes for when you're first starting out as a mechanic. Now, you don't have to have 4 or 5 big toolboxes like this when you first start out. You don't have to be master certified. Try to get you one certification, and let me show you this toolbox that I started out with. You can make good money with a minimum amount of tools and just one certification, and then build your way up to stuff like this. Now, when I first started out in the 80s with a little small toolbox similar to this one, and then things happened and I had problems and I had to start over again, and I made some progress, and then next thing you know, it was 1988. I'm back to another toolbox like this. As a matter of fact, it was this toolbox, this little toolbox right here, and I strapped it on the back of this old Triumph motorcycle right here. That's all I had. I know it's hard to see it here in the barn with not much light on it, but it's what it was. It's the old Triumph motorcycle, one small toolbox, and went and got another job and was making money with one certification in brakes. Next, I bought this small Craftsman toolbox on sale. And back then, Sears, you could get a Sears card and get a 10% discount off of everything you bought. But there was also a strong urge to buy one of those toolboxes off of the tool truck. Now, this only cost a few $100s. But when you're first starting out, a few $100s is a lot of money, and you're tempted to just pay $50 a week for some $6,000 to $10,000 toolbox. You don't need to do that. Don't give in to that. Next, I moved up to this box, and that gave me a lot more room, and it was a lot easier because I didn't buy the big 50 or 60 inch box right away, so I was still able to move my boxes in the back of a tool truck because multiple boxes. Also, I was able to organize my stuff by putting nothing but electrical in one box and electrical tools and stuff, and so on and so forth. And actually, this was not next. Next was a roll cart. It was a roll cart similar to this. That was actually the second thing I bought. I had a little toolbox, and I bought a roll cart like this, and I put my little toolbox on the top of it, and I started filling up the drawers and the drawer, one single, and putting tools down here like air tools and stuff. And that's where I was at. That's what I had, and that was enough. And I got my swivel sockets, and my long extensions. But you don't need, notice this doesn't say Mac or Matco or Snap-on on it either. And this isn't actually the first roll cart. I have 4 or 5 of these now, of these size. I've got probably 10 of the bigger roll carts now. But none of them say Mac, Matco, or Snap-on them. And the first one was doing fine until one of my employees lowered the car down, and the arm of the lift landed right here and crushed the spot where the wheel goes. And we did some patching on it, but it never rolled right ever since then. That would have happened to a high dollar Snap-on or a high dollar Mac or Matco. That kind of damage, nothing's going to put up with having a car lowered down on it. So there again, there's not much sense in paying 10 times as much as what I did for this, for something that has a brand name on it. Now, you do want quality boxes though. Let me show you something on this one. One of the reasons why I paid decent money for it. Get off here. You can see. But you're not going to find this here in modern times. Right down here is this Waterloo. See where it says Waterloo? Waterloo makes some pretty expensive, nice boxes. So back in the day, you could get some Craftsmans that were made by Waterloo. So if you can find some used Craftsman boxes, you can get really quality boxes. Now we're going to go look at some brand new boxes and see some of the things to look for. But before we leave and go look at other boxes, look at this beefy handle right here. And look, when I pull really hard, this does not flex at all, because you got some solid metal there. You got ball bearings or roller bearing drawers. That's something you want. Very smooth. And let's go look at some boxes. It's time for some toolbox shopping. And this box right here is about the size of one of my first tool chests. But they are actually cheaper now, as you can see. This one's less than $300, and these are roller drawers. If you look down here, that does not say Waterloo anymore. So they're not made by Waterloo anymore. These drawers are about the same thickness as they were. And yes, Sears stores have been closing all over the place. But this is actually at Lowe's where you find these boxes. Lots of storage space for, what is that, $250 plus $279. That's only, it's less than it's right around $500. A little over $500.
All the drawers work.
Yeah, sure do.
Yeah.
Then, once you've got this one filled up, which your tools are going to be the most important. It's got the handles here, and yes, you can feel this flexing a little bit. It's not as stout as my box, my bigger Craftsman box, but you don't need that yet if you're at this stage where you're just going from a carry-around toolbox to a chest. Now this chest is another step up from that.
Pretty.
Yeah, it's got a nice wood board on the top.
That would be a mess.
And those are some big deep drawers, which I'm not sure why you would need two very deep drawers like that. So let's go look at one of the other ones. Yeah, 3 of them.
Even deeper.
Let's go look at one of the other ones. It's the same size as my 2 bigger boxes right here. You notice I've got a black one of these and a red one of these. Now these tops are only $329, and these are only $439. But again, they're not made by Waterloo anymore, but they are, and they're not quite as, you see that flexing a little bit, they're not quite as stout as the one that I have that's the same size.
It's locked. Somebody locked it and took the key away.
But they do have the nice roller drawers, and that is kind of a nice feature right there. If you've got this overfilled and you can't close the lid anymore, you can lock your drawers when you move your chest around so they're not sticking out, and unlock them. Now I don't know if that works with the thing closed, lid closed, because sometimes you leave the lid closed. Yes, and that's a good feature my box does not have. You can have the lid closed, you can have a cover on it, and you can still open your drawers if you leave this in that position.
Not the bottom ones.
Yeah, the bottom ones need to be unlocked, and they've got the key. So now, let's look at the dream box for the next step up. When I get another box, it's going to be one of these.
Does it have electricity?
Yes, it does have a power strip right here. I don't know if you can see this in the film, but it's got an on-off button. It's got the receptacles, and it's got USB ports for charging your phone. And it's 54 inch, and it's only $629, $729, which is a grand total of $1,358. This is considerably cheaper, and these are really deep drawers, all roller of course, and considerably cheaper than anything you'd get off of the truck. Now you may be thinking, oh yeah, but on the truck I can pay $50 a week and I don't have $1,300. Well, if you can't afford $1,300, you can't afford $6,000 or $10,000. Yep. And you can fill out one of those applications for a Lowe's credit card or something like that. I will put a link in the description because you can also order these online. But let's take a look at the handles and the strength of the metal from the side right here. It is solid like the other Craftsman I have. I've got my foot down here holding it still. And pull, there is no flex in that at all. No flex in that. Oh, and Carol wanted to show you something.
Here is my new makeup case. Isn't it pretty?
So I guess we know what she wants for her next makeup toolbox. Oh, you show them how that comes out? But keep in mind, if you're starting out, before you get a big tool chest and stuff, you're going to want to get a roll cart like the one I was showing you. Isn't that neat? It's a whole lot easier to work out of a roll cart, pull a roll cart around than it is to pull a big chest around. Or if you have to work out of something like this, just a bottom box, use it as your roll cart. But I wanted to mention this video was inspired by, and give a shout out to, Camaro Time.
Hi, how you doing?
Pete at Camaro Time. As he was making a video on starter tools and boxes for guys just starting out. And he's at that stage right now. So he should know he's very, very well in tune with what somebody starting out needs. It's been 3 decades since I started out, but I remember it well. And so, like I said, just don't get sucked into doing that. The overpriced toolboxes, just because they say Snap-on, Mac, or Matco right here, you know, especially if you've got kids and stuff, you don't need to be spending $6,000, $10,000 or $12,000 when you can do something in this kind of price range. Spend the money on your actual tools instead.
And then it's $20 off.
That's for some doors they have for sale.
That's crazy.
Yep. Yep. And if you prefer the red one instead of the black one, they've got a nice big 52 inch here. 52 inch, the top box is only $389. The bottom is less than 500 bucks for 52 inch cabinet. Again, this right here, it does flex a little bit. That black one over there, it doesn't have any flex here. It's got a better handle, and it seems like it's got a little bit thicker metal in the sides. So, till the next video, get off the couch and get dirty.
No, I won't. See, clean. Bye.
Welcome to Saneauto. We're so glad you're here. We don't just do repairs and tool reviews.
Bienvenida a Saneauto. Nosotros no solamente hacemos reparaciones de autos.
We also film hot rods and mod rods, project cars, classic cars, antiques.
Nosotros también filmea autos antiguos, mod rods, hot rods, cualquiera.
We also like to take you with us to the car shows and the cruise-ins, so make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell so you don't miss anything.
Me gustaría llevarte con nosotros a los cruise-ins y car shows. Entonces, empuja ese botón y toca de campaña para que no pierda nada.
Thank you for watching our videos. Many of the events, shows, and people that we feature support much needed charities.
Bastante de eventos que nosotros filmea soporta caridad.
Please take a child or a friend to one of these events and make sure that they're aware of all the good works that the great people of the car community do.
Por favor, lleva un niño o un amigo a los eventos para que sepa de buenos trabajos que hacen los coordinadores de evento. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego.